Akemashite o omedetouございます. That was the expression we learned in the last video, and that is the first of 10 expressions that we're going to learn, 10 expressions and 10 words that we're going to learn in this video concerning New Year's. So, I made this lesson and then I realized that I left off the most important word, oshougatsu, which is Japanese for New Year. And this especially refers to the first 3 days of January. But in general, it's the whole New Year vacation, New Year's oyasumi, your vacation time. Anyway, let's get on with the lesson. And the first expression is Akemashite omedetou gozaimasu. Akemashite omedetou gozaimasu. Some people will say akeome. Akeome. That's kind of the cool way to say it. Number 2. Toshi koshi soba. Soba, of course, are buckwheat noodles. They're all called just soba in Japanese. But toshi koshi soba literally means year crossing soba. And you only eat those on New Year's Day. And they're quite delicious. We had some, as you can see, and I enjoy them quite a bit myself. One of the things I always enjoy doing every year is number 3, hatsumoude. Hatsumoude, which is visiting the shrine for the first time in the new year. A lot of people do it on New Year's Eve. You can do it on New Year's Day, or you can just do it a month later when the crowds have died down quite a bit. As you can tell from these pictures, we like to go to our local shrine. This year there were no celebrations at the local shrine. Often there are bonfires and people get together and drink sake. A lot of people go to the larger shrines. But and check out this picture. This is one of the larger shrines last year. But this year, because of coronavirus, the crowds look more like this. Number 4 are 2 words, gantan and ganjitsu. And these are 2 words you'll often hear on the first because they both mean the first of the year. Gantan usually refers to the morning part of the day, and ganjitsu is basically the whole day. Be careful of the kanji because they are very, very similar. Now, I don't really have a video to accompany this, so just watch my family play with the new ring fit that I bought them. A big favorite with the kids is otoshi dama, which is money that you stick in an envelope and give to kids, usually your relatives or your nieces, nephews, whatever, or your own kids, on New Year's Day or soon afterwards. The amount of money can vary from maybe 500 or 1,000 yen for a toddler or an elementary school kid to 5,000 yen or more, depending on, I guess, how much you want to spoil the kids. As you can see, my kids got a bunch of envelopes, and so did this one big kid. Now, it's not normal to give adults otoshi dama, but my father-in-law likes to do it. I don't know why, but I think he enjoys it, and I don't mind getting it. Anyway, it always makes me feel young. The otoshi dama money goes into our number 6 word, which is pochi bukuro. Bukuro means bag. It's usually pronounced fukuro, but when you add pochi to it, it's pronounced bukuro. Anyway, pochi bukuros apparently started to be used in the 1960s, and the tradition has lasted since then. And every year, kids all over Japan get really excited to receive these mystery envelopes and go home and open them and see how much money they made this year from their otoshi damas in their pochi bukuros. Okay. Look at that. It's amazing. Get your face off it. So Christmas in Japan is usually celebrated with a side serving or a main dish of Kentucky Fried Chicken and pizza. But New Year's, or oshougatsu, is celebrated, if you're lucky, by having some sechiryouri, also known as osechi. And these are traditional Japanese bento boxes, basically, often coming in a wood box like you see here. This is a particularly fancy version of this. This is a really nice restaurant we got this from. I think it's called OI6. And I don't know how much it cost, but it was something like maybe, I don't know the price, but I forgot. I just paid for it. But I think it's like $300 or so in US dollars. Anyway, it's delicious. But I guess, maybe pizza's better, but it's a presentation. It really is a fancy presentation of food. And if you ever get a chance to try it, you should try it. And we did. And it was good. Yeah. And it lasts there's enough for lunch and for dinner. It just, at least in these 3 boxes lasted us pretty much the whole day. I mean, don't get me wrong, we did get pizza too later for dinner. Another traditional Japanese food that we did not have this year is ozouni. Ozouni, and it's a pretty simple dish. I looked it up on YouTube, and you can make it in about 12 minutes. I'll link it in the description if you're interested. You can make your own traditional Japanese food. You cannot make the sechiryouri by yourself. That's a hard one. But ozouni is something that even I could probably handle. Number 9 on our list are the very popular nengajo. I don't know if they're actually that popular, but it's kind of a pain in the butt actually. But every year you've got to send these New Year's cards out to basically everybody friends, family, co-workers, anyone you want to have a relationship with in the future. These are kind of important, a small token of that relationship. Anyway, nengajo are New Year's cards, postcards, always postcards. And you send them out a couple of weeks before New Year's, but the post office knows to collect them all. And they deliver them all on January 1st. And often people will volunteer to help deliver them because, there's just so many cards that have to be delivered on that day. If you're a businessman and you have many business connections, you will find that once you retire, the number of nengajo you receive drops drastically. And I've heard sad stories about businessmen who realize that nobody cares about them anymore by the measure of nengajo or the lack of nengajo that they get. I guess they can measure their self-worth through nengajo. Pretty sad, but that's something I don't really worry about too much. But every year my wife has me pick out some photographs, and we send them out to get printed now because it's just too much of a pain in the ass to print them ourselves like we used to. So you get a picture, you pick a pattern, you can do it all online now. But it's still nice to get nengajo from people that you haven't heard from in a long while. One thing to remember is that if someone's family member has died, you're not supposed to send them a nengajo that year. That's kind of a faux pas, so be aware of that. Number 10, the dreaded New Year's resolution, which in Japanese is the New Year aspiration or New Year ambition. And in Japanese, that's shin, new, nen, year, no, apostrophe s, hofu, ambition or aspiration. Shinnen no hofu. And as you can tell by the video, my shinnen no hofu is to continue what I've been doing all year, which is trying to get in shape. I'm particularly interested in improving my pull-ups and my push-ups. So this month in January, I'll be doing a push-up, pull-up challenge in which I will exercise every day for 21 minutes in honor of the year 2021. 21 minutes a day, because people always say they don't have enough time to exercise. But I think everyone's got 21 minutes. If you really look for 21 minutes, you can get 21 minutes. So every day I will alternately do either pull-ups or push-ups for the whole month, and we'll see what happens. So wish me luck. What is your Shinen no Hofu? Put it down in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. And more videos to come, many more in January and in 2021. You guys take care, and see you very soon. Oh, I almost forgot. Akemashite omedetou gozaimasu.